Hello, my name is Anthony Benelli, and I lived in Valley Stream School District 13 for over 30 years. I earned a degree in engineering and a master's in business administration with a concentration in computer science. I was the director of computer operations at the New York City Police Department's pension fund, from which I retired from full employment and has since worked solely as a consultant. In 2021, I was elected school trustee to Valley Stream District 13's Board of Education. During my volunteer service, I discovered the district could save up to $3 to $4 million in transportation costs if we owned and operated our own bus fleet. My analysis is very clear, and I submitted a proposal to the Board of Education and to Superintendent LaRocca to purchase and operate our own bus fleet. Shockingly, LaRocca and the board resisted my proposal, and finally, after continued persistence, the board unanimously agreed, along with the superintendent, to have a consultant independently look into my suggestion. LaRocca chose to pay consultant fees to BOCES to do this work. Outrageously, BOCES' report, which I obtained from LaRocca by FOIL last October, is a flagrant misrepresentation of the facts and a clear hit job designed to torpedo the multi-million-dollar savings proposal that I had submitted. For instance, BOCES claims it would be cost prohibitive because the district would need to build a maintenance building, build a refueling station, and build a bus washing facility. Totally absurd beyond belief. I had foiled 10 school districts that have already done the right thing by moving to self-ownership and operation, and none of them have such buildings and facilities. What do they do when their vehicles break down? They do what you and I do. We bring our vehicle to a garage. However, since our vehicles are going to be brand new and will only drive within our district, the mileage every year will be very low. Therefore, the maintenance cost is going to be very low, and their lifespan is going to be very long. Compared to the vendors who drive from Suffolk County or other parts of Nassau County, they're putting a lot of mileage on. I spoke to LaRocca on the phone this past October, days after I received a copy of BOCES' report. And on the phone, she refused to decide, as well as the board, to make a decision on whether to buy our own bus fleet. Instead, they chose to delay the decision and to continue to give millions of dollars to private bus companies using your tax money instead of expanding school services and reducing your tax burden. Well, I have good news for you. I am presenting a petition to you to sign if you want a proposition to appear on this year's ballot, allowing you, the parents and the residents, to decide whether to authorize the Board of Education to allocate from the Capital Reserve Fund up to $3 million to purchase and operate a bus fleet and make any associated expenditures like parking lot expansion at Deaver School. Incidentally, LaRocca has over $13 million literally sitting in reserve funds, which accumulated from her and previous superintendents' failure to expend on enhancing and expanding school programs for your children. This is tax money that has been collected in previous school years that they told you they needed but ended up not spending. Yes, a certain amount of money should be saved to cover financial shortfalls or emergencies, but financial watchdogs, including numerous articles published in newspapers like Newsday, have reported abusive levels of reserve funds from tax money collected from parents and residents not being spent on their kids and their schools. I'd like to make a few more comments. Several months after I made my proposal, a podcast was shared on the internet which covered the trend in school districts across Long Island that have indeed purchased their own bus fleets to save money. In this podcast, they interview experts and they reported that it does save money districts. Superintendents and Board of Education may not want to do the work. That's the problem. I find that outrageous. Superintendent LaRocca is making in total compensation over $300,000 a year and has expanded her administrative staff by 10% since she took office. On my website, vsd13.com, you can find a copy of my bus proposal, a copy of the BOCES report, a link to the podcast on busing on Long Island, and a copy of the petition I wish for you to consider signing. I will be at the schools in coming days and weeks and knocking on doors to get signatures. If you like, you can call me and I will drive to your house or some other location to get your signature. Call me at 718-440-2978. One more thing, look for more videos on my site covering all the benefits of having our own bus fleet, why I am so passionate about our school district, what are some ills of the district that need to be addressed, and others as well. Thank you for your time.